So I decided I was going to do a video for each oil in the kit just because my posts are getting way too long, where it's like paragraph after paragraph after paragraph, and I could just keep going and explaining all sorts of things. So I think it's a little bit easier to just do a video. So I posted something a little bit ago about peppermint oil. I decided that was the first oil in the kit that I was going to talk about, because everyone has been seeing spiders lately. I've seen them at my work, seen a bunch of people posting them online, spiders at their house and everything. And peppermint is one of the most effective oils in getting rid of spiders and insects and all sorts of pests that you wouldn't want around your house. They don't like it. So if you take some peppermint, and depending on the size of the bottle that you're using, a spray bottle would depend on how much of the oil you want to put in there. But you would just make a spray bottle with peppermint and water, and spray it all around your door frames, inside and out, anywhere that you think they might be getting in or they might be hiding. The only thing is, if you're spraying it where you think they might be hiding, like a closet, and then you see them the next day, it's because they came out. So if you don't want to deep clean out the closets and you just want to make sure there aren't any spiders hiding in there, that's a good way. But just know that you're going to see them if you do something like that. But yeah, they don't like it. I usually just do this about once a year. The first time I see a spider, I'm like, that's it. I'm deep cleaning, pulling out furniture, and spraying this stuff like behind anything or anywhere where I think they might want to camp out. And I don't see them again. So either they're hiding somewhere else really good, or they're gone and just not wanting to come in anymore. So yeah, that's a way that I use peppermint, and that I think a lot of people could use right now. I don't really remember how many drops I put in the bottle, so that's not very helpful. You could probably look up spider repellent recipes, or I could look it up and post something, because sometimes people put a couple other oils in there too, like spearmint and stuff. They don't like the minty oils. So that's one thing you could use peppermint for right now. Another way that I use it, peppermint, is one of the, like when you look up peppermint or you look into peppermint, it has more uses listed than any other oil, I'm pretty sure. Maybe like lavender and frankincense too, but the peppermint list just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And it's one of the oils I use the most frequently too. It's really good for allergies when used in combination with lemon and lavender. I just put 2 drops of each one of those under my tongue and hold it there for about a minute and then swallow it. There are also capsules you can buy from Young Living. I didn't put that in the accessories that I did last week. The reason I started with the accessories is so that you'll even know what I'm talking about when I start talking about the oils and how to use them. But Young Living actually has veggie capsules. I bought those from Young Living and not from Amazon or anything like that. Just because the ingredients of them, if I'm going to swallow them and ingest them, yeah, I wanted something that wasn't going to defeat the purpose of using essential oils. So you could use veggie capsules. They just open up. You could put a couple drops of peppermint, lemon, lavender, and even a little bit of fractionated coconut oil. to just get that in your system and use it that way. There's also been a lot of studies done, and the most clinically used and like widely accepted with the medical community for actually using peppermint essential oil is for digestion issues and IBS specifically. Also like indigestion and, like I said, just digestion issues in general. But you'd want to put the oil in a capsule for that too, so that it can get past your stomach and into your intestines and everything, and where you want it. Otherwise, if you're just swallowing it, I mean, you get it under your tongue and so and into your system, but not necessarily your digestive tract. So you would want to use the capsules for anything that you're trying to get that far into your digestive system, not just your bloodstream and whatnot. So, let's see. I wrote down a couple things so I wouldn't forget. I knew there was another thing that the medical community also recommends peppermint for, and that's tension headaches. So for that, you would just take a little bit. I take the lid off and get some on my finger like this. That way you're not dripping it anywhere, but just like this. And then I flip it back over and put it on the back of my neck, like on my brainstem. When I say back of the neck, that's what I mean. Anytime. And that is one of the most common places to put oils. Back of your neck right here and the bottoms of your feet. So then also for a headache, you'd want to, get a little bit more. Press it on your temples, like on both sides. You put some on your thumb and then press it to the roof of your mouth. There've been studies about that. That's what most people do for headaches, is actually putting it on their thumb and pressing it to the roof of their mouth. I might also put it along my hairline for like a bad headache, or even right where I feel it on my scalp, or just different places along my neck and head, and anywhere that I think it will help to get rid of the headache. And it does. It's very tingly, so you don't need a lot. It's a strong, really strong oil. So sometimes if you put too much and it's maybe for a different kind of headache, it can actually just irritate it. But I love it for just, it cools everything and makes it tingle and helps everything to relax and gets rid of the headache. So that's another way. Like I said, with allergies, taking a step back here to what I was just talking about, not just the capsules, but diffusing it. If you put 2 drops of lemon, lavender, and peppermint in a diffuser. I do that when I clean, like deep clean and dust. Otherwise, I get all congested and just get a lot of allergy symptoms if I don't use something else. You can also use it in your dusting, sprayed on a microfiber cloth with like lavender. That's, I could call it that, lemon, lavender, and peppermint. But and just using that to attack things before they even get in the air. And cleaning around your house. I usually use, I always use the Thieves cleaner. Young Living makes a highly concentrated cleaner, and you barely need a little bit, and put in a glass bottle with water, and you can add whatever oils you want to it too. So I always add lemon to it, but sometimes I might add like a little bit of peppermint or lavender, depending on what kind of support I need at the time. But yeah, so back to the digestive things. You can also take some and with some carrier oil just in your palm, and rub it on your stomach if you're having stomach issues. That and Digize is really good for that. I use Digize more for those issues than peppermint. But that's another really good use for it. And I'm trying to think of ways I personally use it, not just, you know, what Google says or anything. So these are all ways that I personally use it. It's a really great uplifting, or when you need energy. Do the same thing, back of my neck, bottoms of my feet, and I'll put like a little bit on my throat and chest, and then diffuse it with orange and frankincense has been one that I really like, or you know, just play around with the diffuser and different combinations. Maybe test out a little bit first and see what it smells like. Otherwise, you end up with a diffuser full of something that you don't even like the smell of. And you either have to dump it out, which I would never do. That just seems like so wrong. Or you have to diffuse it. And then your house smells like whatever that thing is that you thought would smell good and didn't end up smelling good. So, yeah. Also, if I just feel like I need to fix my breath, maybe after coffee or something, I can just put a couple drops under my tongue and it freshens everything up. So I'm not doing that breathing coffee breath in people's face. You can even add a couple drops to your coffee to make it peppermint flavored, which is awesome, especially being around Christmas and stuff. You can use the peppermint oil in any of your recipes. And instead of crushing candy canes or doing whatever, you can just use a little bit of peppermint oil. The oils that are labeled Vitality, they just say peppermint Vitality or lemon Vitality or whatever on them. They're the exact same as this, that don't say Vitality on them. They're just labeled Vitality so that people know that they are safe for digesting, because there were people out there who were like putting oils in their mouth and stuff that they shouldn't. So you should always check that. That's why I gave the resources before, like the apps, or the app that is awesome, the books. I mean, if you get one book and the app, I mean, that'll really help you know what kind of, if it's just supposed to be aromatic, if it's more of a, used as like a perfume type oil, or if it's good for your skin and topically, or if you can also ingest it safely. So peppermint is one that you can use for all three and for pretty much everything. What else was there? Oh, nausea. I have used it before for that. I actually, strong scents of any kind make me usually feel worse. So inhaling it right out of the bottle is not my jam, maybe for other people, but diffusing it does help, or putting it in the bathtub. You always want to wait to add oils to the bath until after you've filled it, so that it's not just, you know, dissipating in the steam. So those are a couple more ways. Just when you feel sick in general, I mean, there's peppermint in a lot of cold medicines and remedies, and I mean, it's because it helps with cold symptoms, and you can add it to your bath, like I said, and it can help with nausea, body aches, fevers, all sorts of things associated with being sick or having a cold. And also, like I said, body pains. So peppermint's also really good for sore muscles. I would just put some in my hand and some carrier oil. So whatever you have in the pump bottle is awesome. That's what I use. You can just I buy the kinds off of Amazon that already have a pump on them, so I'm not like trying to dump oil in my hand straight out of a bottle. It's way easier to just put some oil in your hand and pump some oil, and then you can rub it on your body, or you can, like I said before, add it to your bath, and it will help soothe muscles. If you had a hard workout, or you were doing something and your body hurts, peppermint's a good one for that. It's an ingredient in anything else that is good for that too. Any blends. So yeah, I already went way longer than I wanted to on this, but it's peppermint. So I figure a 16-minute video is probably not even sufficient for that. But I just wanted to give a quick overview of how I personally use the oils. And I'll do that with each one, how I use them, not just what all the websites say, what everyone else says. Because there are, if you have joined any of the Facebook groups, they will tell you ways to use everything and how they use things. But this is just coming from someone you actually know. And yeah, trying to make sure I didn't forget any other things I use it for. Oh, sinus issues. Same thing, just rubbing it on your chest, and it clears everything up. I mean, peppermint's in things like Vapor Rub and all those kinds of things. But I mean, seriously, if you look into peppermint, I posted a lot of links. You can use it for so many things. If you make a bug spray, or an anti-spider spray, let me know how it goes. Yeah. So let me know if you have any questions. But like I said, do your own research, try things out yourself, see what works for you. And so that's it for peppermint. And tomorrow I will do one on something else. Stay tuned.